Hi everybody, welcome to the first day of Page Monkeys. So today I'll be recommending one of my most favorite books called The Land of Stories. So The Land of Stories has 6 series over here. The first one is called The Wishing Spell, where two twins, one of their parents are from a magical world and the other is from the other world, which is Earth. And you can actually access the magical world by a portal hidden inside a book. So the grandma gives them the book and they accidentally go into the magical world and you have to collect some ingredients for a spell that travels them back to home. And that's the first book of the series. The second book is called The Enchantress Returns. It's a great book. It's about when the two twins, they're so missing the magical world, so they try and go back through a giant goose by the name of Lester, and they accidentally flood their grandma's house, which is not put in detail, but that's just basically how they go into the Land of Stories. And they go inside, and the world has changed so much ever since they first came. The Enchantress, which is a big, huge, mean fairy, tries to take over the magical world. So they try and stop the Enchantress by using teamwork and collecting spells for the Wand of Requirement. The wand. So this is the second book, and I'm not going to spoil the part, but let's just say that the Enchantress is very not happy by the end of the book. This third book is called A Grim Warning. So you all know the Brothers Grimm, right? They're probably the most famous fairy tale authors, and so the Brothers Grimm, they are actually friends with Mother Goose, who is another character, and Mother Goose actually hides another portal in I don't know how to pronounce it, New Chaxwin Castle, which is like a king's castle. So the first twin, who's called Connor, goes with two friends, Bree and Emmerich, to try and seal the portal from coming back to life again, cause a band of armies from the old age of Napoleon. In the olden days, they discovered Mother Goose and the Land of Stories, so Mother Goose traps them inside the portal. And now it's sealing open. It's getting open again, so that the armies will go into the Land of Stories, and they don't want that to happen. So they go into the Land of Stories while making a bunch of excuses, and they fight the Grand Army until they defeat them. This is the third book, A Grimm's Warning. The fourth book is called Beyond the Kingdoms. It's when a really villainous villain tries to steal a potion that can make books travel into a real world, and if you go there, you can actually contact them and actually feel what it's like to be in a fairy tale world. So it's really dangerous, and the villain is using that potion to gather an army of bunch of baddies like Peter Pan's Captain Hook and the Queen of Hearts. So then Connor and the other twin, Alex, they try and stop the villain by gathering an army of their own, which includes the Merry Men of Riding Hood and Merlin, plus the Tin Man. So by the end of the book, they get separated, so they're really devastated, and then they finally return together, and they they vow to beat the villainous man once and for all. This is the fourth book, called Beyond the Kingdoms. The fifth book is called An Author's Odyssey. It's when Connor, he gathers a full band of heroes from his own stories, including Blim Boy, the Queen of the Galaxies, Auburn Sally, and okay, I forgot, but just basically a bunch of good guys trying to stop the bad guys. So this book is really adventurous because they travel into all the different worlds to get the good guys to help them save the worlds. And this is the sixth and final book, the one that I like the most, called Worlds Collide. It's when both armies clash together in the other worlds, straight in New York. So here you see the building and Leicester. So they're basically weaving through the city, trying to destroy each other by teams, and they have to really use strategies and plans to try and get back at the villains. And at the end, well, just like every good book, they get defeated. Well, the villains do. And the good guys are very happy. So the entire series, the reason why I chose them is because there's actually one thing that makes them very unique. It's because that the half of the characters are formed by actual fairy tale characters like Medusa, King Arthur, Peter Pan. There's a lot of other examples like the Big Bad Wolf over here and the Frog Prince over here. So it's really a great series, and like you actually feel a connection to the characters because you know what you know their stories back in the fairy tale books, and it's actually very interesting to read what their life is after the fairy tales. So I hope you take my suggestion and read them. Until next time, bye.